Hi there and welcome. My name is Jim Wild and I'm one of the co-owners here at Entourage Expeditions. And I'd like to welcome you today to this video presentation that we put together in conjunction with our friends at the Heartland Chamber of Commerce on one of our amazing group expeditions that'll take place June 15th to the 25th of 2023. And that is our Best of Poland tour. So I hope you're a little bit interested what we have to say about this trip and this tour. And we're going to kind of go over a lot of that stuff in this presentation. A little bit facts about us before we begin. We've been in business for over 11 years. We started with a business with a small travel agency of Lake Country Travel, and we built into taking a lot of these little group tours, large and small group tours around the world. We have traveled to places in Vietnam, in China, all throughout Europe. We've even chartered a river cruise down the Danube, as well as we'll be doing one this May on the Rhine. So we've been doing this for quite a few years, and we look forward to traveling with you, hopefully, on this Best of Poland tour. To give you an idea of where Poland's located, on a map, it's located in Eastern Europe, where it has the Baltic Sea on the north, the Eastern Bloc countries on the eastern side of it, as well as Germany and Czechoslovakia to its west and south. This beautiful tour of Poland, 10-day tour, will take us throughout a lot of the country itself, and you'll be able to see that in a little bit. Some of the highlights, though, that what we're doing on this tour is, to give you an example, it's 9 nights, deluxe accommodations with breakfast daily. We'll have a local English-speaking guide along the way. All your entrance fees are included to all the major sites, as well as a beautiful Chopin concert along the way. We're definitely going to immerse you into the Polish culture. That's what we do here at Entourage Expeditions. We want to make sure that you are immersed in a lot of the fun things that different cultures around the world do. And Poland, without a doubt, has a lot to share. So we'll be able to really dive into that when we're over in Poland. All your transportation in Poland is included, so you don't have to worry about that. And you'll also have the host along the way, including myself, my co-owner Bob, and Lynn Minturn from the Heartland Chamber of Commerce. So we'll be there along the way before you go, and definitely during your trip over to Poland. So with that, I just want to share a short little video that's presented by the Poland Tourism Bureau that kind of gives you an idea of what Poland is about. you have it. A nice little 3-minute video that we got from our friends over at the Poland Tourism Bureau. So it kind of gives you an idea of, again, the rich history and culture that Poland has to offer for you as a traveler. So let's get started in our trip, our expedition ourselves. So it is a 10-day trip, 9 nights in Poland. And Poland being a very beautiful city, or an ancient city actually in Poland, it's actually considered to be a real jewel in the country's crown. It was the former capital of Poland, and it has many sites and things to see and visit in that area alone. So we are going to make sure that we spend a few days in Krakow in that surrounding area. So we'll take a tour of Krakow on our first day when we arrive, kind of get you acquainted on where to go and what to see. And we'll show you some of those fun highlights in the city, from the old town to the main market square. We will definitely go to the Basilica Marica. Definitely can see a lot of street performers around there. So it's a beautiful basilica there in central Krakow, but it comes alive, and it's definitely a city to immerse yourself in. So Krakow, or what they say over in Poland, Krakow, is a wonderful city, like I mentioned. So we'll make sure that we have enough time to see the sites in and around Krakow. One of those is the Wieliczka salt mine. It's actually a World Heritage Site. It's been a World Heritage Site since 1978. It's actually spread over 9 different levels, and it has over 300 kilometers of galleries and works of art, and many altars and statues that were sculpted in years past, making it definitely a fascinating place to visit in there. So it actually was a working salt mine at once. So you'll see some pictures of that here coming up. And another highlight in the area of Krakow is Zakopane, known for its stunning views. If you can see in the little picture there, it's definitely a lot of mountains and rolling scenery, definitely relaxing part of the journey there. So we've got to get out of the city a little bit and tour around this beautiful area in which Krakow and surrounding areas have. So you can see the basilica there on the left, in the main town square of Krakow itself, a better view of the Wieliczka salt mine. We'll take our tour through that. Some cool little cottages along the way in Zakopane. So days 4, 5, and 6. So we're kind of moving along into our journey. We will leave Krakow on day 5. So day 4, we're still in Krakow, but we're going to have a more of a somber time, a visit to the Auschwitz and Birkenau concentration camps, since they are located just west of Krakow. It was a former concentration camp from World War II, and it was the largest of the Third Reich of Nazi Germany. So we'll be able to tour. It's a museum in which they have put together in Auschwitz, and then we'll have some time to head over down the road to the concentration camp as well, Birkenau. So Auschwitz and Birkenau is our 2 sites that we will see on day 4. Again, it's more of a solemn day, but definitely a day to reflect and to tour part of Poland's past. Częstochowa. If you haven't heard of Częstochowa, this is a great place to learn it from. On our tour, we are going to the holy place. So on our way out of Krakow on day 5 to the capital city of Warsaw, we will stop in Częstochowa. Now, Częstochowa, for those of you unfamiliar, is Poland's national shrine, and it's an icon which draws pilgrims from all across the globe for centuries to go there. Specifically, the monastery Jasna Góra is home to the miraculous Black Madonna painting. It's a Gothic painting of Our Lady, which after Rome, Lourdes, and Mecca, 3 different places, Częstochowa actually ranks high up there as one of the more prominent pilgrimage destinations around the world. So a lot of Catholics especially will make their way to Częstochowa. And we will have a chance to visit that area and the National Shrine as we make our way northeast into Warsaw. So we'll arrive into Warsaw on the early evening of day 5. Day 6 is where we will tour the capital city, the largest city actually of Poland. Our tour will include the Old Town, where there's charming labyrinth of alleys, bordering with churches. And lot of fun residential buildings in that area. St. John's Cathedral, if you're familiar, a large church, and obviously the Market Square. A lot of big cities in Europe have market squares, and we definitely try to get those included so you can get to the heart of a lot of the cities here. We will visit the Royal Castle since 1595. It's been the royal residence and the seat of the Polish president. After its reconstruction, it became more of a part of it became a museum, and it hosts a lot of different receptions for the politicians of Poland. We'll drive along the royal route. It's a beautiful area along in Warsaw, which links the royal castles with the nearby palaces that are nearby, actually. So that's Warsaw, days 4, 5, and 6. So these are just some pictures of what I had just talked about. This is a picture right there of the entrance to the Birkenau concentration camp. And this one is Auschwitz. And a beautiful little colorful picturesque setting here of Warsaw. So days 7, 8, and 9 will take us north of Warsaw to the beautiful cities of Torun, Malbork, and Gdansk. So we'll definitely be able to tour around these areas as well. So Torun, beautiful city, older city, smaller city than what we're familiar with Warsaw and Krakow. It's an old historical town, and it's home to the Living Museum of Gingerbread. And it's something in which you'll have to actually join this trip to find out more about that. But it's a hands-on experience, let me just say, for that one. It's home to Copernicus, famous astronomer, from past days, and was born in Torun. So we'll definitely get to visit and learn more about Copernicus on day 7. Day 8 will take us over to Malbork. It's a nice drive there. We'll visit the biggest medieval castle in all of Europe, and it's registered on the UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. It's a strong stronghold castle. It's a strong castle, I should say, that consists of 13th to 15th century Gothic structures. So again, you can see being built started in the 13th century. It is quite old, and it's pretty amazing that one of the largest medieval castles in all of Europe is located on our tour. Definitely going to be a site you'll want to see. And then lastly, we'll stop in the old shipping port of Gdansk. So we'll definitely get to tour around Gdansk itself. It's a shipping port. It's located on the Baltic Sea in the north. So we'll tour around, learn about the commercial aspects of Gdansk itself and how it helps the economies of Poland, as well as learn about its rich cultural history. That afternoon, we do drive to Sopot. It's one of the more famous spas and seaside resorts. Definitely known for its Art Nouveau, I should say, eclectic villas that were built in the 19th and 20th century. And then one of the biggest attractions there is the longest wooden pier in the world. So definitely get to see where a lot of Europeans will go for vacation and holiday at this favorite seaside spot of Sopot. So the pictures don't do it really any justice there. There's a nice picture of Torun, the castle in Malbork, and Gdansk. Beautiful Gdansk with the clock tower in the background. And then day 10, unfortunately, all things have to come to an end. So we'll depart on day 10. So you can sit back, kind of head on our way home. So there's a couple different things to go over. So that in general, I'm sorry, is the tour that we have arranged here, the 10-day tour. So if you have any questions pertaining to that tour, we do have information. We do have a flyer that we can mail out to you with pricing as well. One of the things that we do here at Entourage Expeditions that makes us different than the rest, we do try to find tours. We custom make our tours, and we work with locals in each destinations to make sure that you are getting the best options out there, whether it's the tour guides or places, accommodations, transportation, or whatnot. So we always do the hard work on the back, and then all we ask for is some fun. And these are fundamentals of our expeditions, and we use the acronym FUN. 1F, being flexible. Itineraries could change, venues could close, weather can be a problem. And in the age of a COVID-19 pandemic, obviously, we all need to understand and be flexible. And understand is our next acronym, U, understanding. Understanding that things may go wrong, whether it's a trip, whether you forget something, lose something, things go wrong, but please try to have the understanding that things could go wrong along the way. But also understand that we are also there on this trip to make sure that things like that don't happen. But if they do, we are definitely there and right there to take care of things. And lastly, being nice not just to your fellow explorers, but to myself, all the guides and people, along the way. So a lot of people might have questions in regards to it. So here's some frequently asked questions about Poland in our trips and our tours. Average temperature is around 75 degrees for a high, 58 for a low. It's not too bad, especially for a nice spring day. It'll be a little bit warmer on the south and a little bit cooler on the north. Currency in Poland is what they call the Polish zloty. So you can get this in advance, or you can get some money when you get there. Visa and MasterCard is widely accepted in Poland. So if you want to use a credit card, those are the two primarily the two credit cards that are widely used there. Flights were a little bit too far out for us to collect flights at this time. If you are from the area here in Lake Country area in Wisconsin, we definitely will look at group flights for our trips. If you are out of state and you want to travel with us, that's no problem. We can definitely look at flights, or you can arrange for flights also. Meetings and mixtures, there's a pre-departure group meeting we usually have locally or via Zoom that we give people updates on things along the way. So it's a kind of a cool experience being able to have that. Deposit is $500 per person, and then future deposits are non-refundable. It's a custom-made tour, so deviations are not permitted. Insurance in the days of travel right now, it's highly recommended. And we use a company in Stevens Point, Wisconsin called Travel Guard. So if you're interested in more information in regards to that, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be able to assist you with that. Any attire is comfortable and casual. We never have any high-end dinners or things engagements in which you have to dress up in cocktail dresses or evening gowns or suit and ties. No, just make sure you're comfortable along the way. Insurance to budget for. These are things to budget for outside of the tour. The food, we have some of the meals included, but obviously there's some days that aren't. So lunch and dinners, those days, it is a little bit inexpensive over there in Poland. So roughly estimate $10 to $20 a day. And any obviously souvenirs, trinkets and whatnot. And obviously when the flights do come out, that will be an additional expense. COVID-19 vaccine. So this is mandatory to travel on any of our entourage expeditions groups. So you must be up to date and completed the COVID-19 vaccine. Then there's no visa as a US citizen required to travel to Poland. So if you have any questions in regards to this, feel free to reach out to us at any time. We are here Monday through Friday. Email is usually the best at info@entourageexpeditions.com, or you can call us 262-293-4424, and we'll be able to answer any of those questions that you may have. Lastly, a little self-promotion here. We do a lot of expeditions and group trips every year. This year, 2022, will bring us to the Rhine River, as well as Alaska, as you can see in the upper right-hand corner there. Excuse me, I'll move my picture. Alaska tour, we have a few spots remaining June of 2022, as well as the Rhine River, that is early May of 2022. And then we're also going to be doing Antarctica in February, prior to this Poland tour in June of 2023. And then we are doing a fantastic trip to Spain and Portugal in fall of 2023. So we're always looking at new places to go. So if you are interested, sign up for our mailing list too, at info@entourageexpeditions.com. And then we'll be able to add you to our mailing list and show you all of the great new destinations that we'll be taking our groups to. So thank you for your time today. I really do appreciate it. If you are interested, like I mentioned, on our Best of Poland tour for June of 2023, please reach out to us. Our information is located here on the bottom of our page, our email, or our phone number. And once again, I do want to thank you for joining me today. And like I said, questions, reach out, let me know. Thanks.